And welcome everybody to week 2 of the high school prep football picks with Brandon and Tom. As we mentioned, we're going to continue this every week. The outpouring from everyone has been a lot. I mean, I haven't had a day yet that's gone by where somebody hasn't called or reached out or mentioned Corky in passing one way or another. So thank you for that. Continue. And we're gonna plan on continuing to do this. I know I'm babbling here a little bit. First things first, I know many of you have asked about the Associated Press football rankings. And this year I was informed they're being published for the first time September 9th, or at least we're voting September 9th. It's that Tuesday, so it's the 10th.
Well, they come out late Monday.
Yeah, they'll come out, but we can't, we're on an advisory until the Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning you will find out where our, at least I think a handful of our teams will be ranked. And I believe that we're going to be voting an 8-man again this year. So we're still trying to figure that out because Corky had done that in the past. So we're trying to figure whether that's going to be the right way to do that or not. So on to last week anyway. Tom, how did we do?
Well, the Twitter folk, they went 8-2, while you and I both went 7-3.
Because we picked the same games.
Yep, and mainly the difference was we went with the Trojans, and
Three Rivers.
Twitter went with Vicksburg. So
okay.
Week 1, let's start out with Sturgis.
Okay.
Got South Haven coming down. Down the pike, down to Sturgis. Both teams come in at 0-1. Sturgis, as we mentioned, they lost last week to Vicksburg 42-0. Otsego topped South Haven 39-0. Last year, when the two teams played in week 1, the Trojans came away with a 54-6 win. Which way are you going?
I'm going to take Sturgis at home. Saw Jimmy at Meyer the other day, and he feels like his team's going to bounce back. Really got to control the line of scrimmage, and I think Sturgis can do that at home against South Haven. Hopefully we get a lot of people there. Would be nice. I'm going to go Sturgis 23-12. Weird score.
Yeah.
Funky game.
I got the Trojans as well. I got them with a 2-touchdown win, 28-14.
Okay.
Next up in the Wolverine, got another battle of 2 0-1 teams. Three Rivers is at Dowagiac. Three Rivers got beat by Pawpaw last week, 42-0, while Dowagiac lost to Edwardsburg, 46-8. Last year, Three Rivers got a 29-15 win at home. What do you think?
Three Rivers is banged up. I was more shocked, I think, by that score than any score we saw last week. So I'm going to take Dowagiac 22-20. Close, but I think Dowagiac gets it done.
Yep, I agree with you there. I think being on their home field, like you said, Three Rivers got a couple injuries to deal with. I'm going with the Chieftains 21-13.
Okay.
Moving to the Southwest 10, big matchup. Mendon travels to Cassopolis. Both teams are 1-0. Last year, Cass got a 44-6 win. Cass last week, they got by Hartford just slightly, 52-0, while Mendon played a tough Decatur team and got a late score for a 14-7 win.
A historic Mendon type drive where they just lined it up. That was a game that I ended up at. Just lined it up and handed it off to Renzi over and over and over again, and just kept pounding Decatur in the teeth, and just eventually scored there with a couple minutes left. It just felt like a Mendon football drive. Cass is tough. From everything I've heard, they're not as good as they were last year. Take that for what it's worth, because last year, really good football team. Mendon's got some number issues, but I think they're going to win. I do. I like them lining it up, controlling the clock, not turning the football over. And I'll take the Hornets 21-17. I think Cass kicks a field goal.
Well, I agree with you. The winning team has 21, but I'm going 21-14, and I think the Rangers get the win at home. I think it'll be a tough battle. Cassopolis gets a late score and comes away with the win.
There you go.
Next up, we got Centerville playing that aforementioned Hartford team. Obviously, Hartford's 0-1, Centerville's 1-0. The Bulldogs defeated Eau Claire last week, 58-6, and we know what Hartford did. What do you think?
I think Hartford gets on the scoreboard. 55-6 Centerville.
Well, last year's score was 58-8, so that's pretty close to last year. I'm going with the Bulldogs as well, 49-7.
Okay.
That tough Decatur team, they'll be hosting White Pigeon. Pigeon got a 54-0 win over Bloomingdale last week. Last year in a tough game, the Chiefs prevailed 16-14. What do you think about this year?
I'm going to take White Pigeon, 16-13. Decatur's tough, White Pigeon's tough. White Pigeon, find a way.
Well, this was the last game that I picked. I was going back and forth. I finally went with the home team, Decatur getting a 15-14 win.
Okay.
And also in Southwest 10 play, we got Marcellus hosting Eau Claire. We know who Eau Claire lost to last week. And Marcellus got a 41-8 win over Bangor. Last year,
Lightning shortened.
yes. 41-8.
Yeah.
And Marcellus last year topped the Beavers 27-6.
I'm going to go Marcellus 44-6. Big win, I hope.
Yep, I think Marcellus gets the big win as well. I'm going 42-0. Got a good battle at Constantine.
Yep.
The 1-0 Falcons, who beat Union City last week 16-0, take on a Berrien Springs team who defeated Grand Rapids West Catholic 28-3. Both teams come in obviously 1-0. They did not play last year. In fact, they haven't played since the 2005 playoffs, which Constantine won in a Division VI district final. The previous two times that they've played, they've only played 3 times overall. Constantine got a win in 1965 and in 1964. 2 days after I was born, that's how long ago it was. The two teams played to a 6-6 tie. Well, we know we can't have ties, so how do you think it's going to go this year?
That's a hell of a way to start for Berrien Springs, right? You play West Catholic and then you turn around and play Constantine.
Yeah.
Opening 2 weeks of the year, that's tough. Look, everybody talks about how we can fill the gaps and we can slow down the type of system that Constantine runs because we just have better athletes, right? I mean, that's kind of the idea I get from this game, at least from Berrien Springs, that we're just going to line up and be better than them, and I'm not sure you can do that because Constantine, when they're disciplined, when they don't turn it over and aren't committing penalties, they're really tough to beat, especially at home. I expect a high-scoring game. I'll take Constantine 38-31.
Yeah, you got me by 10 in both. I got the Falcons winning 28-21, but I think they go to 2-0.
Yeah, that's tough to prepare for them.
Got the Branch County Bash with Bronson traveling to Quincy. Both teams coming off losses.
Yep.
Both teams getting shut out last week. Bronson 35-0 to Prairie Heights, and Quincy 55-0 to Sand Creek. Last year, the Orioles got a 47-0 win. What do you think this year?
I'm taking Quincy. I'm going to go 15-12, low scoring.
I'm leaning toward Quincy as well. I think it'll be low scoring as both teams work on trying to get their offense going.
Yeah.
I got the Orioles with a 14-7 win.
Okay.
In 8-man football, we got Colin, who was a 46-6 winner last week, playing Vermontville Maple Valley.
The Lions.
The Lions, who just moved down to 8-man this season, and they did not play last week, so they don't have a record yet.
That's
so it's gonna
difficult.
Yeah. So it's hard to tell what they're going to be like.
Yep.
Being 8 or 11-man last year, 8-man.
Switching. Yeah.
It's a different game,
Yep.
and it depends on how their coaches react to it.
Right.
Angles are different and all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Shorter field. Well, the field
Narrower
is still it's
field.
more narrow. Yeah.
Yep, so things will go. But I think Colin's on a mission.
Yep.
I'm picking them to win 36-13. How about you?
It's almost. I mean, that seems like such a difficult task to go down from 11 man to 8 man, and then hey, we're gonna have a little bit of progress and we feel good about ourselves. Oh yeah, our first game we play Colin, who has really made the transition well. Robbie has a great team this year. I like Colin big. I'll go 44-6.
And the other 8-man game among local teams, Camden Frontier comes into Burr Oak.
Yep.
Both teams are 1-0. Burr Oak got a win over Big Rapids Crossroads Charter Academy last week, 64-0, after beating them the last game last year, 51-0.
Yep.
Camden Frontier got a 64-12 win over Baldwin. So I looked back to see how good Baldwin was. Last year, they lost to Crossroads Academy in week 7. So 2 weeks before Burr Oak trounced them, Baldwin lost to them. So I'm thinking that Burr Oak's win was maybe a little bit better than Camden's.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Burr Oak in a high-scoring game, 42-35, to go to 2-0.
I'll take Burr Oak 38-37. I don't know how you get to 37, but that's what I'm going with.
Maybe missed
of-
extra point.
A lot of math there.
Yeah, a lot. And down in Indiana, we got the Battle of LaGrange County as Lakeland 0-2 travels to Prairie Heights, who, like we mentioned earlier, beat Bronson last week to go to 1-1. Lakers got the 28-6 win last year. What do you think?
I mean, we saw Lakeland week 1. I thought they looked good in spots, but just from a 4 quarters perspective, just didn't have enough. And it sounds like maybe that was the case last week against Cherubusco too, where they played well enough in the first half to kind of be in the game, and then just through attrition or whatever it was, just kind of got worn down. I think they're better than 0-2, and obviously, the old adage is you are what your record says you are. But I think they're better than 0-2. I do. So I'm going to pick Lakeland, and I'll go 31-17.
And I'm also going to go with Lakeland, 35-21. I think Lakeland's played tougher teams. I think they're a little bit more battle tested, so I think that's why they'll come away with the win.
So there you have it. Next week we'll have at least the football rankings for 1 through 8 plus 8-man. So obviously that'll probably run on the paper before you see it here. But if you don't, we'll bring it to you. We'll let you know how that goes. Remember, every Friday night, Tom and I do Facebook Live with all the scores and what we have and little nuggets and tidbits. And
Sometime between 11 and 11:30 is
yeah,
when we
so
get going.
that sounds about right.
Depends on how long it takes us to write our stories.
Yeah, that's true. So Tom's going to be in Sturgis Friday night to watch the Trojans pick up their first win of the season. I'm stopping in Constantine. I'm starting in Constantine. I'm going to stop in then in Burr Oak and hopefully get to Sturgis to check out the second half. So if you see us, say hi. Don't be a stranger. We're not robots. We're people too, and we have feelings. We do. We do. Anything you'd like to add, Tom?
Well, Glen Oaks,
Glen Oaks women, yeah, volleyball team. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
yeah, 15th ranked now.
Number 15, yeah. They're finally got ranked this week. After 2 weeks, they're 10-0. Beat the snot out of KVCC last night. A lot of local kids on the team. So Coach Vince is doing a wonderful job there, and hopefully they can continue to do that. So
Yeah, like to
good
see
job by
that.
them. Yeah.
Other than that, I think we've pretty much wrapped it up for this
Yeah.
week.
This is week 2. We got a lot more coming.
See ya.